Hey everybody, this is, I believe, episode 9 on the Turkish twist recurve fighter. Basically, today is hand sanding, maybe etching the blade. Should get to that. Um, I'm going to do a little bit more shaping on the handle. The corners down here, they're a little sharp, so I'm going to do some shaping on those. We'll just go from there. Just finishing up. Maybe this might be the last episode, hopefully. Okay, so here's where we are today. I'm going to take the handle, and I don't know if you can see right here, these aren't really rounded up as much as I would like here and here. This one's got some kind of facets in it. I'm going to take that back over to the grinder. I'm going to round those up just a little bit. I'm going to take the spacer off, get it hand sanded, take the guard off and get it hand sanded, and then we'll move on to softening the tang so we can drill the hole for the pin. Okay, so I got that handle all finished out with the grinder. I narrowed it down a little bit right down here. Kind of felt a little bit thick and clunky in my hand compared to what it is now. So this is ready for hand sanding. It goes right on there. It's like that. You can see these. See where my heirloom fit is right here. Looks really good. I will get that all hand sanded up next, and then I'm going to pop these two off of here, and we might go ahead and soften the tang right quick.
So I have the knife in the vise right now and wrapped in a blue shop towel. I'm going to put some water on that shop towel to keep the heat from traveling down into the blade once I go to soften the tang. So what I'm doing now is just heating up the end of the tang and watching those temper colors run down. And I want those temper colors to run all the way down into the ricasso.
Okay, so here is the spacer all buffed, ready to go. Same with the guard. It is all hand sanded and buffed and ready. Here you can see where we ran those temper colors up into the ricasso right here. So that way it doesn't want to break right there if if it's hard, and also we'll be able to drill the pinhole. So that's what we're going to do now. We'll reassemble it for the last time before we etch the Damascus. assemble it, and then drill the pinhole, and then it will be time to etch. All right, so it is now time to etch the blade. I just got done washing it off. I'm going to stick it in ferric chloride. It's not quite enough. I'm going to have to add a little. Make sure I get it up and over the ricasso. My jar is just about not big enough. We'll let it set for a minute. Can you get over here? You can see. All right, looks like it's clean and ready to etch. We'll let that set for probably 5 to 7 minutes and take it out, sand it, and etch it some more. Okay, so this is after 5 minutes. I'm gonna wash it off. Just rinse it off, and I'm gonna wet sand at 1500 grit, and this will reveal the pattern a lot better. Okay, see that? There's the pattern finally showing up. Both sides. Go back in the etch for another 5 minutes and do this again. So here it is after the final etch. You can really see that pattern darkened up. I missed a little bit. So I've got some WD-40 put on it. I may let this set here for a while, let those oxides sit up while I go hand sand the handle, and then come back in and do some paste wax. So I have some paste wax. I like to put that on there. I heat the blade up over the oven and put a little paste wax on there so it melts on there, and then let it harden up, and then buff it off of there just by hand. So there it is. So now it is time to do the final hand sanding on the handle. As soon as I get that done, it will be time for final assembly and glue up. So getting pretty close to being done. Pretty excited. Here is the handle, all buffed and ready for assembly. I need to take and clean out where we had that grease in there the other day from when we bedded the tang. I just need to go in there and with a small file and some acetone and a little paper towel, and just go in there and clean that out as best I can. But here it is, hand sanded to 800 grit and buffed, and ready to put on the knife. So here we are ready for final assembly. First thing I want to do is I'm going to go take the tang to a grinder, and I'm going to put just some little notches in each corner of all 4 corners, just for more glue to be able to hold that in there. You know, it'll fill those little voids and give it a little more something to hang on to. I do have the handle slot cleaned out. There really wasn't much of anything in there after going in and out so many times with the handle. It's pretty much taken everything off of there. So I am ready for final assembly. So that is all I did right there. I just put a few little notches on all the corners, right there and there, just for a place for glue to go. So now, next on the list is put the guard on. I will go I will take that over to the vise and knock that on, and then the spacer, and then we'll glue the handle. And here we go. Here is final glue up. I'm sure that's more than enough. I think I'm good to go. See an air bubble down in there somewhere. Because it don't want to go. Okay, I think that's in there. See if we can get the pin in. There. We are seated right where we need to be. Okay, so the glue, the epoxy has set up, and I've got the pins cut off. Now I'm just hand sanding those back smooth. I ground them down pretty close, and then I took a file and finished them off. So it kind of scuffed up a little bit around where the pin is. So I'm just going back to 400 grit on both sides, and then work my way back up to 800 and go back over and buff it. All right, take that over to the buffer, shine that back up, and then we will get some glamour shots. So that is going to do it for episode 9. Here is the finished product. Had a fun time doing this one. Turned out really good. All that's left to do is sharpen it and make a sheath. So anyway, that is going to do it for this build series. I plan on doing some more. If anybody has any suggestions on what they would like to see, do it in the comments. Let me know. Hit that like and subscribe button. All right. Catch you on the next one.